Ladies and gentlemen, Abdullah here from Freedom for All. In this video, I would be talking about affirmation, a term quite popular and often quite controversial in law of assumption community. Some people say affirmation works and some say it doesn't. But here, I would at first like to mention that the effectiveness of affirmation depends on how it is defined and how it is being used consciously. The simple definition of affirmation to me is a statement or proposition which is declared to be true. Something that you don't accept to be true or don't want to accept to be true cannot be defined as affirmation. Now, two types of affirmations are loud affirmation and mental affirmation. Loud affirmation is any word you utter out loud. The purpose of it is to enjoy the present moment with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. What usually happens with people is that they use it with the aim of changing the world instead of enjoying the present moment with gratitude. The world is just a mirror, so through affirmation the world does not change. To change the world, it is important to change within. I'll show you what Neville said about loud affirmation. He said, "You do not command things to appear by your words or loud affirmations. Such very repetition is more often than not confirmation of the opposite. Decreeing is ever done in consciousness. That is, every man is conscious of being that which he has decreed himself to be." So here, Neville meant that loud affirmations don't change the world, rather using those imply that there is no change in imaginal activity. If something is accepted to be true, it doesn't need to be said out loud. About affirmation, Neville also said, "The best affirmation and the only effective one is an assumption which in itself implies denial of the former state. The best denial is total indifference. Things wither and die through indifference. They are kept alive through attention. You do not deny a thing by saying it does not exist. Rather, you put feeling into it by recognizing it. And what you recognize as true is true to you, be it good, bad, or indifferent." So here, he emphasized to prioritize the feeling and then to express that feeling through affirmation. But prior to that, it is important to deny the undesirable former state mentally, which ensures the indifference. And to be indifferent means to be neutral or to be still, which is the first principle of the law. The second type of affirmation is mental affirmation, also known as inner conversation. This is something we always carry with ourselves. It's our self-talk. We always keep talking to ourselves. We always have conversations with ourselves, and that creates the experiences of our world, whether we are aware of them or not. Through the conscious use of our mental affirmations, we are able to identify our attitude towards ourselves. Neville Goddard said, "Everything depends upon our attitude towards ourselves. That which we will not affirm as true of ourselves cannot develop in our life." Here, Neville talked about mental affirmation or inner speech. A change in mental conversation causes change in our assumption and eventually in our attitude towards self. Mental affirmations are basically ultimate imaginal acts. To know more about mental affirmation, you may watch the video on inner conversation where it is thoroughly explained. The video is linked above. Now, I would talk about an approach of using affirmation which may not be highlighted this way in law of assumption community, but could be effective for many people. This one is a bit practical, and by practicing it consciously with the proper feeling, anyone can be able to generate good results. The first step here could be consciously listening to what you are saying out as affirmation. The second step is to know that you are listening to your desired self-talk. I will try to give an example here. If you affirm this, "I have a lavish, steady, dependable income consistent with integrity and mutual benefit." At first here, you are listening to this within self. And then you affirm again the same thing. "I have a lavish, steady, dependable income consistent with integrity and mutual benefit." After you affirm this for the second time, you are knowing that you are listening to this. This way, your attention is being more diverted to the subjective world. This one approach, I think, could be effective for both loud affirmers and conscious mental affirmers. This approach can also be used for affirmations. Affirmation is the interrogative way of using affirmation. For example, if you affirm, "Isn't it wonderful that I have a lavish, steady, dependable income consistent with integrity and mutual benefit?" At first, you are hearing it, and then again when you affirm the same thing, you are knowing that you are hearing it. This approach could be something like a cycle, and repetition helps you change. But the primary purpose of it is to enjoy the moment, not to change the external world. By the way, both the statements I used are from Neville's lectures. He gave examples with such affirmations. You can make your own affirmations and decide whether you prefer to be aware of mental affirmations or prefer to begin with loud affirmation. Perfect practice of affirmation would produce good results in your mental journey. Whatever you are aiming to be in your life, willpower to trust your imagination and to change imaginal activity are the most important things. Whether you focus more on loud affirmations or mental affirmations, have trust in your wonderful infinite imagination. So that is pretty much it about affirmations. Let me know what you think about affirmations and how you prefer to use affirmations. Thank you.